older man joins a beginner D&D one-shot for children and makes one of them cry. I have a horror story for you all that I am sure keeps a few kids up at night. I used to be a DM at game rooms at local anime conventions. It was really fun. Stay up late game with strangers and just have a really fun time. Sometimes I would get little kids at my table. Usually they were interested because their parents played or they had heard of it and wanted to give it a shot. I had no problem with teaching them how to play and catering the adventure towards them and their tastes. The day in question, I was a DM at a con where they had a rule where anyone can join the table because, and I quote, "it provides inclusivity to anyone regardless of race, sexuality, gender, and age." Everything was going fine at first. I had a few kids that were respectfully 12, 13, and 15, and I was helping them make characters and telling them about the game. We were getting ready to play when at the corner of my eye, I see the man. I call him a man because he was obviously in his mid-40s. He was wearing an Inuyasha shirt and looked lost and confused. He walked over to my table. Hey, do you have any room at the table? Yeah, but it is for beginners. You okay with playing a bunch of people who have never played before? I've been playing since 1981. I can handle a few newbies. I can show them how the game is really played. This is when the first red flag should have started to go off. But being in my early 20s and no common sense, because of that rule and also the game had not yet started, I allowed him into the game. He rolled up his character quickly. He was a barbarian half-orc, while the rest of the party was a wizard, ranger, and bard. The first 30 minutes were going fine. I was running a one-shot that was really simple. Go to tower, get magical item, and bring it back to wizard. They started in a small town where they are tasked by a local wizard to help them. I would like to ask about the item. It's an orb that helps channel his power to better help the town. I'm sorry, what? That is not how orbs work. The man interrupts me as he starts speaking about how it is none of the rulebooks. I tell him this is a focusing orb that some wizards use to help with their magic. He grumbles a bit and tries to talk about lore in the rulebooks to no avail. The party gets to the base of the tower where there is a large wooden door where they need a word to open it. The wizard that hired them in question was a bit forgetful and forgot his password. Maybe the password is password. You're stupid, or insert our word here, if you think that will work. At this point, I'm a bit shocked. Sorry, my dog had a bone and he was being loud with it. Where was I? At this point, I'm a bit of shock because a grown-ass man had told a 12-year-old that. This is when I should have asked him to calm down or politely leave. I blame myself a bit looking back at it now, mostly because I thought I would handle this situation and deal with a problem player. I feel bad, but I actually ignored the comment. I would like to search and see if there is a hollowed out rock near the door. My dad loses his keys all the time, and he has a hidden key. You roll to investigate, and yes, you find a rock underneath. It is actually a hidden word that says the word password 123. I get a chuckle at the table from the kids. The only one not laughing is a man who crosses his arms in almost a get off my lawn way. That is not funny. I signed up for a serious game. I want the game to be serious. He raises his voice at the last part. The laughs and smiles kind of fade away from everyone. Me being a smartass. We are having a good time. You're supposed to have a fun time when playing. Dungeons and Dragons is a serious game. Not really. I try to run my games to have fun with my players and I really should not have been a smartass, and I am much at blame as a man. You run your games wrong. At this point, I'm kinda in shock, because I've never been told that before, and this is really where I should have just kicked him out. I thought I could handle the situation. Fine, I will take it a bit more serious. Let us continue. Things kind of settle down a bit as they make their way up the tower to get the orb. He starts to backseat DM a bit, but I tracked it down to him trying to possibly help. The weird feeling starts to fade a bit as they solve a few puzzles, and the problem really starts at the first part of combat. They are attacked by flying books. Everyone rolls for initiative. The 12-year-old goes first. Oh, I would like to shoot an arrow. How do I do my attack? I explain how to do an attack and what dice to roll. The 12-year-old picks up the wrong dice and rolls. Man, you are our word here. Game room goes quiet. At this point, I tell him to leave, because he can't go insulting players and kids more than less. No, I came to play a game and I will play the game. No, you're being an asshole and a bully. You are not allowed at my table. The man did not like this and slammed his hands on the table. The kids around me all turn pale, and I see a friend of mine, who is also working the game room, pick up a hotel phone and I hope dial hotel security. The man then proceeds to lose his collective shit at me, calling me a shit DM, not following the rules or respecting the lore. He starts dropping slurs at me and calls the kids names as well. He grabs his character sheet and kicks the table and storms out of the room. The 12-year-old is in tears and calls their mom to pick them up. I sit and try to collect myself. None of the kids want to continue playing, and I tell them that is very understandable and I would not blame them. I had later found out that that man was kicked out of the convention for touching a cosplayer and raging at her when she told him to stop. Since this encounter, I have learned a lot. I still teach kids how to play, and I have a lot of fun. My only rule now is they all have to be the same age range. TLDR, older man joins a beginner D&D one-shot for children. Gets mad that the DM and the kids are not taking the game seriously, makes a huge scene, and makes one kid cry. Okay, this may be just me, but the fact that the man was 40s kind of makes me a little bit nervous, especially because it was a 12, 13, and 15-year-old, and the man likely could see that they're very young, and then the man in general, just huge red flag. He was calling them names. Who does that to a kid? Especially kids that are trying to learn, actually just kids in general. That is just insane that this man thinks that's okay. And the man also thought it was okay to go touching cosplayers and then get mad at them for not liking it. Well, I'm sorry, but nobody likes to be touched inappropriately without their consent. It's just normal. And I do wish that the OP would have stepped in earlier, and the OP also said that too. They knew that they did wrong, but we all do stuff that we regret later in life. And the OP said that they were in their early 20s and they didn't know how to handle it, probably. But now they have their rule, and hopefully that man got what was coming to him. And by that I mean like jail or something, because just in general the guy seems like a pedophile. But that is all, and don't forget to let me know what you think down in the comments. And please like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you next time. Bye!